Gradually, over my years of studying holistic therapies, I have come to understand that there is much that we can learn from our ancestors. Ancient wisdom about health and well-being, knowledge that has largely been forgotten, eclipsed by our focus on the Western clinical model and on our modern belief that science holds all the answers. Yes, science is confirming the mechanisms of life, but it still has a long way to go in order to prove and confirm the knowledge that was inherently understood by the ancient physicians and philosophers. The mind-body connection was recognised, with the importance of meditation, exercise, breath work, and living in harmony with the cycles of nature being built into work and daily life thousands of years ago. Mindfulness is not a new concept. One fundamental principle lies at the root of many ancient therapeutic practices: our connection to the quantum field. We are all connected via the energy of the universe, heaven and earth. The energetic matrix that envelops us, pervading and surrounding everything that we see, feel, touch and think. As therapists, we have the ability to embrace this energy and work with it to assist those we seek to help, beneficial for our clients and for ourselves. Delivered with care, compassion and positive intention, energy work offers a powerful intervention in the battle against disease. It is simple, gentle and effective. Learning more about energy therapies has proved to be an exciting path of discovery and inspiration for me, a journey that I would briefly like to share with you now. This journey began with me studying traditional Chinese medicine and the practice of Qigong. In Western society, we are slowly awakening to the remarkable health benefits of the traditional Chinese medical practices of Qigong and Tai Chi. Many of you will be familiar with Tai Chi, however Qigong tends to be less well known in the Western world. Often described as moving meditation, Qigong uses mental stillness, relaxed and focused breathing, combined with gentle, fluid, physical movements, designed to encourage the flow and balance of qi throughout the body. Beneficial for the whole person, working at all levels: physical, emotional, mental and spiritual. This approach to Qigong is referred to as internal Qigong, a self-directed health practice. Increasingly, research is showing that meditation, mental focus, and the power of thought can have a significant impact on our physical and mental health, demonstrating the powerful mind-body connection. Western science is merely confirming something that was inherently understood by ancient physicians and philosophers. Any practice that encourages a sense of calm and promotes meditative qualities has the potential to assist the body in achieving and maintaining optimum health and well-being. We can all benefit from an occasional helping hand when it comes to health and well-being. Some gentle assistance that encourages the mind and body to relax, unwind, enabling our bodies to heal and restore and maintain the natural flow of qi. This is, after all, why our clients visit our practices. In traditional Chinese medicine, the practice of external Qigong offers a gentle intervention using the emission of qi by a trained practitioner. The qi is directed to another person transmitting qi through specific touch, passing the hands over the recipient's body, or remote distance transmission work is another form of external Qigong. External Qigong is effectively energy work, delivering qi via the energy distribution network of the body. This network we refer to as the meridian system. Having found Qigong so beneficial for my own health and well-being, I began to look at the possibility of blending together the principles of Qigong and reflexology, bringing together two therapies that I am passionate about. A bit of blue sky thinking and several light bulb moments, I was eventually able to develop a technique that brought these two therapies together. And so began the development of Zu Qigong. Many people ask where the name Zu Qigong came from. Well, quite literally, Qi translates as energy, vitality or life. Gong means working with, developing or cultivating. Qigong can therefore be interpreted as working with energy, developing vitality, cultivating life. The Chinese word for foot or feet is Zu. Bring them together and that gives us foot energy work, hence the name Zu Qigong. Zu Qigong combines the simple, gentle touch of external Qigong, the fluid, gentle movements and mental focus of internal Qigong practice with the underlying principle of reflexology, that being bioholographic theory, in other words, the premise that the feet represent the body. Our feet, after all, provide a direct, easily accessible gateway to the energy pathways of the body. They are a natural conduit designed specifically to exchange energy with the earth. In reflexology, there are numerous different approaches that apply traditional Chinese medicine meridian theory. These techniques all utilise the clinical model, identifying, diagnosing areas of imbalance and looking at symptoms, cause and effect, aiming to restore the natural balance of qi. Ultimately, all these techniques are completely dependent on the therapist's knowledge and interpretation. You're probably wondering, how does Zu Qigong differ from these other energy-based techniques? Firstly, the therapist applies a different rulebook, letting go of the focus on anatomy and physiology. Stepping back from the clinical model, there is no diagnosing, no treating specific conditions or avoiding specific areas. The focus is on simply and gently delivering qi, the vibrational and electrical energy of gentle touch, allowing the client's body to make any changes it deems necessary. Change is not controlled or directed by the therapist. Zu Qigong offers an unconditional exchange of qi, taking care not to overload any one part of the meridian network, following the natural cycles of energy movement throughout the body. The most significant difference of this technique is that Zu Qigong is specifically designed to access the 8 extraordinary vessels. The 8 vessels are classified into 2 sets of 4, primary and secondary. The primary, or principal extraordinary vessels are single pathways and are located within the trunk of the body. The Chongmai is the deepest channel in the body, and this pathway runs parallel to the spinal cord. The Dumai, you may also know this as the governing vessel. This pathway runs posterior to the spine. The Renmai, also referred to in the West as the conception vessel, lies anterior to the spinal pathway. And the Daimai, this is the only horizontal pathway in the network. The 4 secondary extraordinary vessels pass through the legs and the trunk of the body. The secondary vessels differ from the primary ones in that they are paired yin and yang. Additionally, they exist bilaterally on both the left and right sides of the body. The yin Chao Mai and the yang Chao Mai. Yin Wei Mai and Yang Wei Mai. These pathways may not be familiar to you. It wasn't until I began studying Qigong that I became aware that the meridian network is much more extensive than we are generally taught in the West. Traditional Chinese medicine textbooks available to us here generally emphasize the 12 regular meridians and the 2 extraordinary vessels, the governing and conception vessels, known in TCM as Dumai and Renmai. And we do have to ask why. Well, 6 of the vessels do not have acupoints, and our understanding of the meridian network is largely based on the study and practice of acupuncture. Additionally, the 8 extraordinary vessels are not understood as well as the regular meridians. However, these pathways are critical in the function of the wider energy network. The 8 extraordinary vessels represent the body's deepest level of energetic structuring. Believed to be the first energy pathways to form in utero, they function as reservoirs for the 12 regular meridians, regulating the flow of energy within these pathways, replenishing the regular meridians or absorbing excess qi. Logic dictates that if the reservoirs are supported, then the wider branches will function more effectively. If the reservoirs are diminished, then this has the potential to impact on the wider network, the 12 regular meridians. If there is a problem at the reservoir, there really is little point in adjusting the pipes and taps. The extraordinary vessels have a range of other functions. However, one area of note is their apparent direct influence at the psychological and emotional level. Some ancient texts refer to these pathways as the psychic channels. When we consider the mind-body connection, offering support at the psychological and emotional level is equally as important as supporting at the physical level. It is currently estimated that over 90% of GP visits can be attributed to stress-related conditions. Globally, as we adjust and transition from the old world to the new world post-COVID, it is likely that the current mental health crisis is going to worsen, certainly in the short term. Society is in the midst of a mental health crisis. Over the years, Zu Qigong has proved to have a powerful influence on mood, reduction in anxiety, better sleep, less irritability, feeling calmer and more in control. And I have to assume that this could be attributed, certainly in part, to the inclusion of the 8 extraordinary vessels. Recognizing the significance of these pathways, as a reflexologist, I began to wonder if it would be possible to access the 8 extraordinary vessels via the feet. By applying bioholographic and fractal theories and a lot of trial and error, I found that it was actually possible to develop a map of where to find these pathways on the feet. Over time, gradually the pieces of the mapping puzzle fell into place, resulting in the maps that we are now routinely using. Most of the vessels are accessed via the medial aspect of the feet, and some from the lateral aspect. Once the reflected pathways of the 12 regular meridians were identified using the same principles and combining this with the map of the 8 extraordinary vessels, the Zu Qigong foot map was complete and finally developed. Using this map and applying the underlying philosophies and theories of Qigong gives us the Zu Qigong technique. Zu Qigong is suitable for a wide range of clients, including those with extensive and complicated clinical histories, ideal for palliative care patients. The gentle approach makes this technique particularly suited to working with vulnerable clients and children. There are only 2 basic contraindications: deep vein thrombosis and acute infection. However, I would also offer a word of caution if clients are suffering from acute mental health conditions such as psychosis. As the extraordinary vessels are indicated to have a significant impact at the psychological and emotional level, I would advise that you seek advice from the prescribing clinician prior to offering Zu Qigong. Zu Qigong is adaptable. It can be delivered as a standalone therapy, or using one of the shorter adapted techniques can easily work alongside other therapies. 3 basic sequences have been developed. The mini sequence is a very simplified basic approach to working with the extraordinary vessels. This sequence was originally developed for nursing staff to use with anxious patients in the hospice where I was working. It is very easy to learn and achieves deep relaxation in around 10 minutes. It is accessible to therapist and non-therapist alike, ideal for sharing with interested groups such as carers, nurses, mums, or simply clients who wish to offer support to friends and family members. The sequence has now been made freely available to download as a PDF via the website, and I have called this sequence now Chilaxation. The shortened sequence focuses on the extraordinary vessels, their flow and balance, taking around 20 to 25 minutes to deliver. This is a sequence that I would normally recommend for palliative care patients. And finally, the standard sequence, taking around 50 to 60 minutes. This sequence works across the meridian network, the extraordinary vessels, and the 12 regular meridians. To summarise, from the therapist's perspective, Zu Qigong offers a holistic approach with no diagnosing or treating specific conditions, no anxiety about the client's presenting health symptoms, a gentle technique that causes no repetitive strain on hands and fingers. Once mastered, this technique provides a relaxing experience for therapist and client alike, a meditative type experience. It is adaptable to suit the client and the situation. Zu Qigong is a beautiful therapy to deliver, resulting in a relaxed and calm client with a relaxed and calm therapist. It is a win-win. If we think of the human body as being a finely tuned musical instrument, every cell vibrating with the actions and reactions that represent life, when the Zu Qigong therapist connects with the client's feet, they are effectively acting as a musician with the ability to influence the resonance of the instrument. Applying a carefully choreographed sequence of gentle touch designed to acknowledge and work with the inherent ebb and flow of vibration present in the strings of the human body, the energy pathways, creating the subtle vibration of skin on skin and providing an exchange of qi, the vibration of life, delivered with calm mental focus, compassion and care. The musician enables a harmony of vibration that reflects the unique connection of person to person, time and place, becoming as one, supporting and enriching the vibration of the soul, connecting to the Tao, the energetic field of the universe.